And I have a Google ID to do Google type things, but if you go into their news site without your ID, if you don't log in, then their algorithms won't customize the feed. If you have a customized feed of the bubble that you get in social media, or a customized algorithm on Yahoo or Google, the news is going to be tailored eventually to your own interests and your own sources, and you'll never see opposing points of view. That's part of our problem. That's part of what polarizes us. So I go in without my ID, and I let Google just randomly give me stuff. And that's how I pick up my alternative sources. I'm very suspicious of sites that look like news, present information as news, but are in fact advocacy sites. And there are just as many on the left as there are on the right. And a lot of them engage in clickbait. So you'll see some ridiculous headline. Steve Bannon arrested for child abuse, are we shocked? And you go in and you'll find that there's nothing to it, but it's clickbait on a liberal site. I mean, it's the same thing. So I don't trust most of those sites. I go to the mainstream aggregators. That's my background, is mainstream.
You put the talk radio shows. They have a surprising amount of influence in the rural areas. Are they syndicated?
Oh yeah, they're hugely influential. Now, when I teach media and society, we talk about the qualities that make something journalism. Verification, independence, accountability. Real simple set of concepts. And opinion journalism adheres to the same concepts. Real opinion journalism is fact-based, not emotion-based. It's not based on hyperbole. It's the filtering of legitimate facts to reinforce an opinion that challenges us to think about a problem in a different way. That's legitimate. Talk radio is what we call counterfeit opinion journalism. It's not fact-based. It's all emotion. It's all hyperbole. I use Rush Limbaugh on the right and Thom Hartmann on the left, and they both engage in the same kind of fake news and information. But they're all part of this problem of confirmation bias. If you are liberal-leaning, you're just not going to listen to Rush Limbaugh, right? And if you're a Rush Limbaugh listener, you're not going to waste your time on Thom Hartmann. That's the way it works. One of my best friend, who could not be more liberal, he's just a crazed radical left over from the 60s, deliberately listens to Rush Limbaugh just to get himself ample. At the age of 67, he needs that to get going in the morning. I can always tell when he calls me on Skype after he's listened to Limbaugh because I'm going to be in for an hour-long rant. But on the other hand, he's got a better understanding than most about the talking points that are coming from the other side. And frankly, we have a responsibility to know what each side is talking about. I mean, how can we ever reconcile ourselves if we can't understand the values that are driving the other side?
So those are reported then, this isn't false equivalence. I mean, you've got, if 97% of the scientists, believe that climate change is occurring, and the paper puts in something about 3%, I mean, you need to know what the 3% is thinking, right?
There is
So
that.
it's not that equivalent.
Yeah, I think it's a question of framing. I think it's a question of framing. The Los Angeles Times was the first mainstream organization that said we are no longer going to devote equal space to climate change deniers. Doesn't mean that they won't reference climate change deniers, but they're not going to give it equal space. It's not an argument anymore. And the Times took some heat when they first did that a couple of years ago, but they've been now a lot of organizations following through. Yeah.
I've been a journalist all of my life, and I'm very distressed by all this false, fake news stuff. I find I have a lot of friends who believe that. If you eliminate your friends who disagree with you politically, you don't have quite as many friends. I'm just curious if you have any strategy for I'm so floored by the beliefs that some of these people have that I don't know where to start in talking to them because it's so out of my realm of possibility.
You're just slack-mouthed. You're just open-mouthed awe. And that's what people are saying. Yeah. It's amazing.
I wonder if you have, I'm sure we're all in that boat in one way or another. You have thoughts on
I have
how you tackle anything you or
No, I have a confession to make, and I'm guessing that my confession is going to be exactly in line with most of you. Like most older Americans, I've gone to Facebook, and Facebook is my primary news feed source. I'm going to go to Google, but I also get news from friends. And I've got hundreds of friends on Facebook from over the years. And as the election season progressed from last, a year ago, I started defriending people. I found myself in November, I cut my friend list in half. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm telling people on the one hand, expose yourself to counter ideas, and on the other hand, I'm just sending these people to friend oblivion. And I didn't tell them. I'm just, get out of my life, go away. I don't want to see this anymore. So I've tried to be more tolerant, and I guess that's the only thing I can say, because I had exactly the same reaction. In the end, I didn't want to be exposed to this stuff either. I won't listen to Rush Limbaugh. I've got blood pressure issues. I'm not going to my friend do Rush Limbaugh. Listen.
It's my impression, back to talk radio, it's my impression that there are far more radio outlets on the right
Yes,
than there are on the left.
that's right.
Now, is the research to justify that my impression is correct? And if it is true, why do you think that is?
That's a really good question. Rush Limbaugh's the original big-name talker. There were talkers before Rush Limbaugh. Some of you might remember Downey, Robert Downey, the actor's uncle, was one of the first of the big talkers. Rush Limbaugh invented the format. And I've never seen really good research as to why there's more on the right, on the left, except that it does appeal to more rural audiences. And so you've got a lot of talk radio that operates in rural communities. And experiments in liberal talk radio have failed. Some of you will remember what was Air America. Air America. Senator Al Franken from Minnesota was on Air America. And it lasted for about 5 years. And there just wasn't an audience for it. There are all sorts of demographic things that we should understand, but try not to get too full of ourselves about. People on the left and the progressive tend to be somewhat higher education, higher income, whiter, and less inclined to spend a lot of their time with talk radio. Tom Hartman's the exception. On the right, it's completely different.
So what's motivating your students to become journalists, and are you excited or concerned about what future enrollments might be in journalism?
I'm excited about that. That's positive. Our enrollment's going to spike. Kenton Bird is here, former director, my former boss. We're going to see a spike in enrollment just as news organizations are starting to get support. We're going to see enrollment spikes.